Okay, so let me just say this, Josh. This is important. This gets back to what Dave talked about and Dick talked about earlier. But the other agent we haven't talked about is the actuary.
Yeah,
They
tell us
are
about the what are actuaries? Let's just make sure everybody
okay.
knows that.
Well, actuaries spend time to look at the population of male and female, look at their mortality, figure out what the final salary is going to be, and construct a projected benefit schedule to come up with the actual valuation of the promise and what the pension expense is going to be for any given year. And one of the instruments that public pension actuaries use is called amortization and smoothing. And the one thing about amortization and smoothing is it contains no economic content. And one of the ways when interest rates fell below the 8% back in 94, 95, and to still have a very aggressive asset allocation structure or an asset liability mismatch, they used amortization on the asset side and amortization on the liability side to smooth out the bumps. The problem is there's no economic content in smoothing or amortization. It needs to be removed. If you remove the smoothing and amortization, people will make the right decisions. But if you go back to San Diego, go a little farther south from where David's sitting now, and you look what happened to San Diego back in 2001, San Diego and San Diego County, when they built the football stadium, the deal was we'll allow the county or we'll allow the city to make a smaller pension contribution, but we'll increase your benefits. And the guy at the end of the day, the actuary at that particular time, should have said that math does not work. And what they ended up doing is extending the amortization, hoping that over a long period of time, this would reverse itself. But that's one of the key problems in this accounting framework and this asset-only framework and this asset liability mismatch is amortizations and smoothing are really problematic for risk management and for interested parties to understand what the problem is.
This is all about trying to recognize, whether losses should be recognized kind of quickly or whether they can sort of be deferred for a long time. Dick Ravitch, well, what's your perception on how the sort of investment math behind all this has contributed to the problem? Is that a big deal that needs to be addressed?
Well, I think, first of all, I think the actuaries are, in fact, reviewing their own procedures right now. Both David and I have the honor of serving on a panel created by the Society of Actuaries that's a response in many ways to the kind of criticism that Sean and the economists have been making to the way these systems have been funded. I think that, in fairness, part of the problem is that actuaries are employed by the principles that Sean described. And it's very hard for them to make their decisions. Being an employee, they do not have, as accountants do or lawyers do, any independent fiduciary obligation to society as a whole. Some of us think perhaps they should. So at the very least that the public ought to be made aware of what they really believe the contributions ought to be. And that might shed more light on the process.